Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. There's no mug. What is going on? It's episode 200, and I've got 3 special announcements, including why there's no mug. But first, what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. I'm so excited to be here for episode 200. We made it. This show is my pride and joy. This show is my dream come true, and I thank you for supporting, for watching, for making this so fun, and for letting me be your master and commander for everything Nintendo. I appreciate you. And reaching 200, I didn't think it would happen. I don't know, obviously we'd get there if you add the days up, but I didn't realize we'd get to 100 and 200 in 2021. It's so much fun. I love y'all so much. So hit that like button if you've ever enjoyed GMM, and let me know in the comments down below your take on today's topics, which include Nintendo getting sued, and they'll probably have to make changes to the way they handle refunds, which is great for consumers. Nintendo has updated the Switch eShop. Yeehaw! Love seeing changes over there. We got a big rumor of a famous assassin making his way to Nintendo Switch once again, and the evil Bowser is paying millions of dollars back to Nintendo. Yes, that's actually news, it's true, just how I said it. Evil Bowser is paying Nintendo. So we're gonna cover all of that, but I got 3 announcements for you. So let me start off with number 1. After many moons and many episodes at 5 different Airbnbs, I'm so happy to announce that next week, I'll be moving into the new SwitchForce HQ and getting set up at my new office, my new home for this show. It's gonna feel so good. I've been on the road 4 months now, all right? I've been on the road since the beginning of October, and finally next week, I've got a new home. Announcement number 2. You might remember back at GMM 100, we had a super special limited edition collection that was gone forever. Well, guess what? We've got an even bigger, better collection for GMM 200, ultra special, ultra limited edition, and I wanted to deliver something that helped convey not only the fun Nintendo news that we share each and every weekday, but also the positivity, the message for a brighter, better morning. And that's why every morning is a good morning. Say hello to the GMM 200 collection. We've got a super snazzy tee with a new logo on the chest pocket and even bigger on the back, so you can rep the positivity wherever you go. We've got a matching hoodie with a little bit different design. And then we have a new item, which is a super sick Zach special. It is an all over print tee with the logo blown up so the sun can shine wherever you might be. Your morning is gonna radiate out to all those around you. We've also got, this one's really sick, a new mug. And the mug actually has the background behind me on it. The scene you've seen for 100 episodes and maybe even more, you now can have on your coffee mug. We've also got a super fun sticker for your laptop or your Trapper Keeper. And for those of you that aren't interested in physical merch but want to support the show and celebrate episode 200, you can also get the exclusive GMM wallpaper for your computer or your phone or your laptop. A whole wonderful collection. I'm really proud of it. I love it so much. I think it looks sick. The GMM 200 special limited edition collection is available right now, and I put a cool coupon down in the description below, so make sure to click that link, check it out, and let me know what you're gonna grab before it's gone. Now, speaking of gone might be Nintendo's kind of miserly ways. You may not know this, but Nintendo is pretty stingy on refunds for their digital products. A company like Steam, their service, it's really easy to get a refund, but Nintendo don't allow it. In fact, the only way you can even cancel a pre-order that you made on the eShop is if you do so 7 days or more before the game comes out. Then they close off all cancellations and refunds and they say, your money is ours. Well, over in Germany, they have actually handled a lawsuit with Nintendo contesting that this does not follow the regulations and rules. Nintendo does not get an exemption from the refund clauses because they are not actually providing a product. They're providing a pre-order, and you should be allowed to cancel 14 days after getting your goods. Now, this would mean that Nintendo would have to allow players to actually play the game before deciding if they want a refund, and that would be a super forward-thinking consumer move. I can't see Nintendo actually going forth with a full 14-day refund plan. That seems extensive as all heck and probably just the parameter that they've set up over there in Europe. But I do think Nintendo may have to make adjustments. It was as recent as last September that they even allowed these cancellations 7 days before, so it's a very archaic system and not very consumer friendly. I hope that this legal issue over in Germany does encourage Nintendo to make changes. I mean, at the very least, you should be able to cancel your pre-order up to release, and probably a few days beyond that, or if you haven't played it, or maybe even if you have played for a couple of hours. I think the ideal system is the way Steam does it. You can play the game for like 2 hours, and then if you don't like it, you can get a refund. Maybe you could say that's a way to kind of cheat the system and get demos for everything. But at the same time, the way our world is shifting to a digital future, it makes the most sense to still be consumer friendly and still allow for something more than a really archaic refund policy. Let me know in the comments down below if you've ever bought a Nintendo game off the eShop and then wished you could get a refund. Ever grabbed something and it just didn't really grab you? Would you be excited to see Nintendo make some forward progress in terms of the way they handle cancellations and eShop refunds? Now we've got a real nice leak of a game that you probably wouldn't want a refund for, because it's bringing a big franchise back to Switch for some more. Assassin's Creed has a couple of games on Nintendo platforms, none of the recent titles. We've got Black Flag, we've got AC Rogue, and we've got Assassin's Creed 3. Well, a new leak from Direct Feed Games says that they are 100% confident that Assassin's Creed, the Ezio collection, is coming to Nintendo Switch. So no Valhalla, no Odyssey, it's gonna be the Ezio collection, which frankly is probably the best Assassin's Creed ever has been. That's Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations, the ones with Ezio, probably the best character the franchise has ever known, and my favorite games that the franchise has ever had. That Ezio collection is released on other platforms, so it makes sense to bring it to Switch to just fill Ubisoft's pockets with a little more gold. And Direct Feed Games is reputable. They've leaked a number of things in the past that have been correct for Nintendo, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Direct Feed Games and Nate Drake / Nate the Hate are all the same person. So this dude is definitely in the know. Maybe we'll see a Game Awards announcement for this Ezio collection. It makes perfect sense for Ubisoft, and I know some players would probably prefer the more modern, recent Assassin's Creeds, but hey, it's nice to have the Switch sort of be this encyclopedia, right? This catalog for games of yesteryear. I love that we have all the BioShocks on the platform, and I love that we're getting more Assassin's Creed on the platform. Oh, Bowser, you've done it again. Bowser is getting sued by Nintendo once more. Bowser had to pay $4.5 million earlier this year for pirating a bunch of games, and now Bowser is going to have to pay $10 million more in the civil lawsuit portion of this case. That's Gary Bowser, not Doug, the president of Nintendo. Isn't messing with his own company. This is a different Bowser, but in one of the most ironic and too strange to be true, but yes, it actually is true cases we've ever seen. Gary Bowser pirated so many Nintendo games that they sued him for having emulation sites up for years. And previously, he was forced to pay $4.5 million, and now they have upped that number by 10 milli for a total of $14.5 million. It does not pay to pirate. This dude's gonna end up worse than Jack Sparrow with nothing to his namesake after having to give all of his coins in his castle to Nintendo, but rightfully so, because piracy, of course, is a horrible practice, and the way he was doing it was just spreading it. It wasn't for personal use, it was spreading it and spreading it and spreading it willy-nilly to the point that he really became a villain in the Nintendo scene. Oh yeah, announcement number 3. One more fun one is that I've got some super special giveaway prizes for you loyal GMM viewers. I know some of you have been here since the beginning, or for over 100 episodes, and I wanna make sure I give you guys some super special, one-of-a-kind prizes that only I can give you. All right, so we'll be doing those throughout the week. Make sure to come back to the show and stay tuned on Twitter as well, twitter.com/SwitchForce. There'll be some fun ways for y'all to participate and win a couple of goodies, basically a couple of relics from the GMM set that only I have, and now only you could have as well. Let's round things off with some good eShop news. This thing needs to get updated a lot more often than it does. Frankly, I'd be down for a full-on UI reversal for the eShop. Some of the concept art that fans have mocked up is better than the official thing, but at least Nintendo in the last year or so has been adding features to the store. And the newest feature has been added in the form of a most played games tab. Now I find this to be one of the most interesting pages Nintendo possibly could have shared with us, because it's showing as a whole community the most played games by average hours spent over the last 2 weeks. And so of course top sellers will be up there. It's no secret that Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are way high on the list, but it's also fun to see that people have been playing a ton of Disgaea. So people that own Disgaea, that game gets a ton of play over the last 2 weeks. And also, AAA Alarm Clock, one of the most used Switch games in the last 2 weeks across the player base, is an alarm clock. I mean, it makes sense. I guess if you have this clock, you're just setting it on your desk, so people that are using the clock are probably using it a ton. The list also features SMT5 and Football Manager 2022. I think this one is pretty darn neat, and I'll definitely be keeping tabs on it and sharing interesting information with all of you. You can find it by going to the featured tab, scrolling down, and hitting the blue page for most played games. Couple of quick hitters before we head out of here. Garfield is the first DLC fighter for Nick All-Stars Brawl. Didn't even know Garfield was Nickelodeon. Also, Christina Aguilera said that her daughter got to play Pokemon Legends Arceus. What? They let her play it? I want to play that game. It's out in just a couple of weeks, and they actually dropped a new commercial, I think over in France, and it had a really cool new musical score. I'm excited to see what the soundscape is like out there in the vast Poke world, but in the meantime, get out there to your own world and make it a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive, and thank you so much for supporting me in this show to reach episode 200. I hope y'all enjoy the announcements. I'm so excited to be in a new home soon, and I hope you love the GMM Special Edition collection. A lot of heart and soul and my own personal values into that one. Thank you for being my friends and family every weekday morning. I appreciate you, I love you, and I can't wait to be back for tomorrow's episode. Until that time, everybody, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you had fun today. And until next time, I love you a lot. SwitchForce out.